Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the National Championship, the Ascent. The show where we're following the rise of some of Counter-Strike's up-and-coming stars as they battle it out for their place with the pros. My name is Paul Inverum Toddkill, and I'm joined by our resident Counter-Strike expert, James Jamerson Lee. It's good to have you.
Yeah, it's great to be here. I mean, honestly, being a part of this show that means so much to a lot of people that are on the up and coming. For me, it strikes a deep chord because I came from the same similar background where when I was casting, I was covering a lot of the amateur Counter-Strike scene, got to see the rise of the Brazilian teams coming on over and then starting to make their impact on the scene. So again, the same kind of format here, and I want to see more of this.
No, absolutely. I mean, this show is all about profiling one of these, as I said, up and coming, these rising stars from the ESEA Rank G leaderboard every single week. We're going to be talking about some of these players who we think have the potential to not only secure one of those top two spots and that elevation to Rank S, but also some players who are, I don't know, nudging at the door to go pro.
So many players they've been playing this game for so long. You know, 1.6 has been out for what, nearly 15, 20 years now. I've lost track of time. I'm showing my age, but yeah, I played a lot of 1.3 back in the day up until CSGO came out. And, you know, now there are a lot more new players coming on in, and they need to find ways to try and make headway into the scene and also make their name known, and this is a great platform to do it.
Oh, yeah. Not only do we have this show, The Ascent, but we also have another broadcast going on Mondays. Basecamp, Box hosting that, casting some of these amazing Rank G games, solo casting that like a boss.
Yeah, it does it. Once again, ties back to me so much because I did so many of the solo casts back in the day, and it drives you a little bit mad, you know. I mean, it's aptly titled Basecamp because after a while you can go a little bit stir crazy if you spend way too long there. You got to get out. You got to make sure you continue back on the climb.
Climb it up. You know, the ascent towards the summit, going on pro. That's it. Well, actually, no, let's take a look at this show's format because we're going to be doing a couple different things here. We're going to be talking to our player every single week, learning a little bit more about them, as well as reviewing their gameplay, their highlights. We got frag clips for days, analysis, and as well, of course, as looking a little bit more at the Counter-Strike community as a whole and seeing some funny antics, let's put it that way.
Yeah. Haven't seen these clips quite yet, but
I'm told they're good.
They should be pretty good, especially if they're on the same caliber of what 6Z has been doing for us.
Oh yes. Well, yeah. I mean, he's our player this week, so we got to talk about him. And actually, let's look at the leaderboards here because we actually have last week's leaderboards here. You can see him there in the 8th position, putting on quite a good show.
And honestly, he's only played 38 games so far. You're not able to grind as much as other people probably. Taking a look at number 5 and number 4, respectively. Neo La Matrix and We Are Legion. 74 games played, 69 games played. Those guys are on the grind.
Oh, yeah, but we also have win rates here because it's not just about how many games you're playing. It's also how many you're winning. And again, our player this week, 6Z, 60.5%. Some of these players, though, putting up really Swifty as well, doing a lot of work here. These numbers are all incredible.
Yeah, in a format where you have diminishing returns, the more you play, you end up only getting about 2 points per win. And so just to maintain your, I guess, ELO at that point, you need at least a 2-to-1 ratio just to maintain.
Oh, and of course, these players are playing for more than just points, too. We talked about the points. But if you're in that 1 through 3 position, you're also playing for some cash money. So we can't be ignoring that here as well. But you know what? Let's talk a little bit more about this player for this week. It is 6Z. Jamerson, let's look at his stats.
Yeah, great stats. And once again, the win rate, it's one of the higher ones we see in Rank G, a 60.5% win rate. So not quite, you know, at that 66.66, of course, repeating at that point to try and maintain it. But he still, but he still does maintain it and is able to climb. Now, what we really need to look at is his ADR. Ooh. So it shows how much of an impact he has in his pugs, or in his matches, where he's basically getting a kill in every single round that he plays.
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. If you actually look at some of these numbers, his ADR is in the top 2% of all players in Rank G. He also averaged 22 kills per game. That is absolutely wild. And again, we want to give a big shout out to ESEA because these are some like behind the scenes secret numbers here that we got access to for this show. But it's pretty sick to deep dive in at the 1.1 KD as well. He is going positive every single round.
And he has to. And honestly, with something like 22 kills per game, averaging that, that means he's definitely staying up there. Now, sometimes you have, you know, those high frag games where you have 40 bombs, or sometimes you have low frag games. So it doesn't all even out, and 22 is great.
All right, so we've talked a lot about this player, and we have him on the line to talk to him right now. 6Z, it's good to have you here, man. How you doing?
Good, how are you guys?
I can't complain. Here talking about some Counter-Strike.
Doing
Yeah.
great. Yeah, we're ready to talk to you. I mean, we were prepped, right? We got to see a lot of your clips. It was basically just a highlight reel, a frag reel of your last week of games, and it seems like you've been putting up some great numbers.
Yeah, I've been trying a lot, just trying to get that rank S spot.
So I guess,
been grinding.
it clearly didn't start just last week. Clearly you've been putting in the work for quite some time. What is your overall history with Counter-Strike?
I've been playing for maybe like I started in the summer of 2015 and joined ESEA October later in that year, and this is the only game I play and grind, so I just put in the time.
Yeah, notice that you're also on ESEA Advanced team. How's that been like? Because I know that you're also a student trying to balance both, Counter-Strike life and your student life.
I feel like it's harder, like not being a student, but just like working and like having to balance everything because like you just don't have time for everything. And like I know like my advanced team doesn't practice that much, and it's just like hard to like get everybody's schedules intact and stuff like that.
So
But
obviously,
the school's not the hardest thing to balance though.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, obviously you're playing with a competitive team now. Is your goal to take this to advance, up the leaderboards, make it to rank S, and then eventually play on a pro team? Is that something you're interested in doing?
Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want to do with Counter Strike. I want to make it to the level of pro.
Now,
That's what
with
my
the
dream is.
introduction, with the introduction of Advanced and Rank G over the last few years, and more kind of updates being put into the ladder play, how has that helped you try to make your name known within the scene?
Well, like I feel like it's just been helping like me get contacts throughout like CS:GO because like that's a huge thing in this game, just knowing people and getting the tryouts to certain teams and stuff like that. And I feel like Rank G and any other like club or hub would help. It just helps in general, just to get you exposure out there.
I mean, talking about some of these, big names and top players, is there any players that you really look up to and that you look to like model your style after?
I've been watching a lot of Nico and Guardian just because I feel like they're obviously some of the best players in the world, and I just I want to be like Nico. I want to play like him in games and stuff. I try to be like the star player in all my games.
Well, we actually have a clip of some of your gameplay now, which we're actually going to watch and we're going to walk through it. We're going to sort of talk over it here, and then we want to get your thought process behind it because it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, this clip is going to be, of course, here on Mirage. It starts off, a push from the top of mid. We push over to chair and then find a nice quick flick onto someone pushing out from ladder. And then, we were confused. We were trying to figure out if this clip came from one round or not. I think it is from the same round where you then rotate on over to the B site for this plant. Now, don't know exactly what the positioning was, but how did you guys make your entry onto this site?
So I know I had a teammate in front of me at this time, and he died to someone Van. So I knew the player that was Van. I kind of knew he was in that area, so that's why I pulled out my deagle because he was lit. And then I took the gamble that he wasn't gonna rush me when I was playing the bomb, and then I just kind of wanted to back up into a corner, and then I flicked to him, and then I was just basically kind of waiting for the next person to make a mistake, and then I saw him. I believe I saw his gun barrel, and then he kind of gave it away.
Yeah, we're looking at the post plant right now, and you're pushing out from bench. You don't see him at all, but he's making his way. He had just jumped out from market, but I don't know. What made you consider pushing out from bench when you already had the position there?
Well, I'm pretty sure on my screen I remember that clip because I was when I was getting close to the money for that week, and I believe I saw his gun barrel or something on my screen when I like depending on my resolution.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild because you set yourself up so obviously get that sick flick to start that off after the plant. But then the way you play defense there really just showed that you're not afraid to play aggressive. And that's something that we noted a lot in watching in your clips is that you're not afraid to just go for those big plays. And maybe it's again watching some of these top players and having that entry frag mentality that's been really showing in this. So obviously really awesome there. And again, we kind of touched on the fact that you're in school here as well a little bit. Have you gotten involved in the collegiate esports side of this at all?
So I know I'm going to a junior college and like that they don't really have that stuff there, but like I've been looking at colleges like RMU, Robert Morris, that actually does have that program, and I did actually qualify for the top scholarship there, but it's still so much money even if I wanted to go there for like just to like go to school and then like actually play on the team. But right now I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with that stuff because like the one college I want to go to does not have that program. So
just goes to show these new schools, they need to be getting that esports program going there if
I
they want to
know.
attract the best and brightest. So anyway, man, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. We're going to be continuing on in this show, looking at even more of your plays, but wanted to get some insight there onto that one. Do you have any last shout outs before we say goodbye?
Thanks for having me, and I appreciate everything you guys do.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much,
Yeah.
and best of luck to you in the future. So that was, of course, 6Z. I got his name. First
You
try.
got it. Yeah.
The first try there, getting into this. As I said, we're going to be taking a look at more awesome clips, analyzing some gameplay going forward as well. We're going to hop into a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Ascent. My name is Inverum, joined once again by Jamerson. We just got a chance to talk to 6Z, learn a little bit more about him as a player and who he looks up to, his history in Counter-Strike.
Yeah, young guy, definitely trying to make his name known. That's why we have this show, to make sure that he's highlighted and platformed properly here. And best way to do it, of course, is have a frag video like everyone else does.
Of course, we actually happen to have a sick frag video for
Yeah.
you right now. Let's get into it. Wow, you saw it there.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely far beyond my own particular skill of Counter-Strike, but definitely at the top of that ranked G leaderboard for a reason. Those pistol plays in particular were sick.
I mean, you're seeing why that he's getting the 90 ADR at that point, especially on that one pit clip on Inferno, where he starts it off, you know, the guy's pushing through apps, he's got the op out, and he decides he pulls out his pistol, his USP, and just takes a 4v1 essentially. It helped that, you know, they were only peaking in duos, but still, taking those battles and then coming out with the ace, that's stellar.
Putting himself in a position to frag, to get kills, to set up his team for success, and also just set up for success in some of these situations, because we have more gameplay here. We actually have a strategy highlight here, kind of showing that, yeah, he can frag with the best, but he's also got some tactics at play.
Yeah, there are times where it seems like he can be a little bit reckless, like a push like this, right? Just pushing in to get the CZ's kill here, but this is clutch because what that CZ kill, he ends up picking this AK as they go in for this 3v2 retake, excuse me, 2v3 retake.
Well, it starts off as a 3v2, but his teammate gets picked near instantly, pushing on a banana to the B-bomb site, trying to set themselves up in a good position. His teammate gets wiped pretty much instantly here, and he's left all by his lonesome, but he plays it perfectly. He shows, yeah, he can play aggressive, but there's an element of patience here as well that he demonstrates perfectly.
Yeah, again, they are coming in from basically a forced buy round. And he knows that there's a man over at Dark, and he's going to go ahead and throw down a smoke to cover his approach, cover the angles. And luckily for him, he's got CT smoked off. Now, before we saw someone over at Newbox, but at this point, the transition was made. Now he's doing his due diligence and covering all these angles, making sure he's checking every spot. But he hears an op here and Dark, and he knows the man has transitioned from Newbox, and he successfully wins this round out for his team.
Oh yeah, it's wild. Watching the angles. So he gets that first initial pick, which was sick to start with. But watch how he just works his way in. He works that angle. He gets the first pick, and then he hears the shot in the back. The pre-fire goes in. He cleans it up. The 3v1 clutch.
Yeah, this was a really dangerous situation, right? Because the bomb was planted for Newbox. And so if he hadn't heard the op there, he would have been checking that angle instead. And so Counter-Strike is a game of information, and especially when you're coming in for retakes, you need to know where all of your opponents are. That's why utility is so great here, but he didn't have anything because it was a force buy round, and they ended up force buying with the CZ, getting that AK, everything just aligned for him to be able to get this.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, again, he put himself in a great position to succeed. Again, and his opponent's making some questionable decisions that were rotating back to dark behind the smoke, thinking,
Yeah.
maybe that was going to be a good position for me. Evidently not. Again, we talk about the idea of having that spidey sense, that sixth sense. You kind of just know where your opponents are going to be at. We saw it demonstrated there. But you know what? We have more amazing game clips, so let's just keep them going. Let's just keep going, Jamerson.
Yeah. Again, this is just a highlight reel for 6Z, right? This is your moment. You are the pretty princess. All the boys at prom want to dance with you now. But this is also a great clip coming out here on Mirage.
Oh yeah, so this is setting up here. Obviously, we have the initial smoke set up to get things started here, and obviously, clearly communicating with his team, showing that yes, you're setting yourself up in a situation where you might not, know all of your teammates for sure if you're playing on rank G, but the fact they're able to communicate and coordinate these kind of pushes shows that they have this tactical skill.
And look how quick he is too. They're setting up a regular A take, right, where they smoke off everything, CT, jungle, along with stairs here, and he instantly jumps on over, makes his way through Palace, and he's going to be able to rotate on in just as the smoke start blooming.
Absolutely. So he goes in here. He's looking to set himself up and instantly finds this easy pick there on the site. Here's the shots going through the back. Lays down really good damage through the smoke.
Yeah, that was a little bit scary there, spamming that as he gets dropped down to 53 HP, and on the exit, his teammates get taken out, but he's still doing damage and exchanging away. Still, they're left in a 2v3, but they know that the bomb is on the site, and they have it planted in a better position where he can try and cover it from A ramp. So he makes another quick rotation on over.
I like this. He's regrouping with his teammate here. He was able to pick up a quick frag as well. So now it's a 2v2 situation, and watch how they play this out. So smart. He gets the first pick here, and then he uses his teammate as bait. The nade goes in, does the damage. His teammate is on a scrap of HP, baits him in, and looks to pick up the quick kill on Tetris. Done. Easy.
And it's not just that beforehand. Again, they were down to a 2v3 situation on post-plant and making the rotation on over. His teammate was already positioned at A ramp. And so as he's rotating on in, he pulls out a flash, he throws it on over. His teammate makes the peek at the same time, flashes it for him. So he's not just playing as like the entry fragger, he's also playing support. And we've seen him also pull out the op. So he just seems to be able to do it all.
Yeah, you have to have versatility in these situations when you're playing in these matches where you're not quite sure, my teammates are going in. I got to be able to fill any role. That versatility is the hallmark of a great player. And also some great plays, which we have more of. Thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Again, he grinded 38 games in the last week. And these are all clips from the last week that we were able to pull out. Now, this is going to be on cash. And, again, when you're playing these pug styles, you got to be able to communicate quickly with your teammates. And this is one of the things that I've really noticed about him, that he's very fast to make rotations.
There is no hesitation with his decision-making at all. Yes, he wasn't able to pick up the first frag there. Again, a lot of preemption, kind of thinking what's going on. Maybe, not the most ideal situation for him there. But then the fact that he's able to take that opening and then rally, now realizing that his team is potentially not going to be in the best position. Him, and again, his other teammate, they've got to make the best of this.
Yeah, the team loses a side, and he quickly makes the rotate over. Again, it's a 2v3. The bomb hasn't been planted yet, but he's now making his way on in. He's got the confirmation there's at least one on site. Expert use of the smoke again as he makes his way through the point.
Yeah, he thinks he sees somebody over at quad. He's going to make this push through, does those quick shots, and actually just rushes right on through, gets the 2 kills back in defense, and he thought he saw, I think he heard a shot back through A main. He sees the bomb plant, and watch this game of chicken that he plays.
Oh, goes for the peek. The shoulder peek comes out, but he's able to hold that angle. That was perfect coming out from him. That was really smart.
That was so, and just the fake, the baiting him in. Come on, dance with me.
Yeah.
And the fact that he steals it out, he gets the kills.
It was patience. He waits for the wide peek. He waits for the wide peek instead of taking the shots when he's just when his opponent was just jiggle peeking from that angle. But again, expert use of information. He does have his head on straight. I believe when he made that rotation and got the 2 people over at quad, his teammate was still rotating over. It might have been from mid. He gets taken out by the person over at A main, and so he just knows he has all the information and uses it perfectly.
Yeah, and we're gonna take a look at this last clip here. I believe it is on Overpass, getting into it, and where we see another aspect, another element of his kill here. We've seen the aggression, we've seen the patience, and now we're just seeing some great tactical rotations.
Again, it's just really odd tempo that comes out from him, but it works out. And I kind of just want to know, what's going on in the back of his mind when he makes these kinds of plays.
And you have to look here at the economy of both these. This is such an important swing round for them. The buys are in right now. If they lose this round, they are in so much trouble. They have to go clutch right now.
Yeah, if they lose this round, the T's can easily bring it back and tie it up 12-12. At this point, though, if their team wins the round, They're going to be able to get it up to 15 and basically be on match point. But this push
Wow.
is nuts. Just go straight through ladder without a single care in the world.
He just goes right on through. He's got that initial kill. He pushes up here into Fountain, and he knows. He sees the bomb, so he's like, okay, I have to defend this. He uses his audio cues. Here's the footsteps come, pop, done.
Very smart play. Very smart play. For something that seemed a little bit reckless, right? Starting off by pushing through connector there, getting the initial frag, and then continuing push in. You'd imagine someone's going to rotate, and then you get punished. But no, he didn't. He still took his time, and then still played it slow. Again, these weird off-tempo plays that really work out for him.
Again, he's finding these windows where his opponents aren't expecting him to be there, and he's making it work consistently. He has that aggression when he needs to, and like this, he has that element of patience. He's communicating with his teammates. There is no reason to give up dumb deaths at this point. They're talking, and eventually he's going to see that player come right on, pop, done.
And again, the positioning there at the end, I know it was a 3v1, but they played that pretty much expertly, covering every single angle, making sure that if the T tries to come back for the bomb, well, they're not going to be caught off guard. There should be plenty of like point defense being played that if you do go down and you're not able to trade effectively, well, at least you have the information for your remaining team members.
Exactly. There's no reason to give it up there. But again, we got to see some amazing gameplay clips, but the show is not over yet. We are, however, going to jump to a short break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Ascent. I'm Inverum. That is Jamerson. We've got a chance to see so many amazing clips today from our highlighted player, 6Z, an up-and-coming star. But there's more to the overall Counter-Strike landscape, let's just say, than some of this ranked stuff. There's some crazy stuff that goes on the world of Twitch.
Yeah, I mean, there are peaks and plateaus, but some definitely trying to make it into Twitch top clips of the week is one of the goals.
One of the goals. We actually have some of the top Counter-Strike clips of the week because apparently things were wild this week, and we need to see them.
One con, running up. Flashed over.
I can flash away.
So yeah, our first clip comes from Psalm. It's a post-plant situation. See what happens here.
And I'll show on air. This
Hey, just one sandwich. Oh,
all right. That's one. That's one. Oh, two. Oh, baby, a triple. And then the God says. Okay.
I get it. It's ticket box, right? He shoots over at ticket box, but I mean,
it's the snap.
It's the first tap, and it's the snap,
surety.
Yeah.
It's the absolute certainty. Apparently, Shroud played Counter-Strike. I didn't know that. I didn't appreciate that at all. As he's just murdering kids here, also.
I feel like that should have been bigger news. I should have known on Twitter that something was happening.
I mean, yeah, I own one of his ugly Christmas sweaters. I feel like I should have been informed. That is a true story.
But he hasn't lost it one bit whatsoever. He still knows what's going on.
Oh yeah. I mean, to be fair, when you still play shooters the mechanics,
he's
they
pretty good at video gaming.
He's kind of pretty good as he's just setting himself up here. I feel bad for whoever's sitting in apartments right now, let's put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, getting flashed, getting mollied, getting spammed to the wall.
Oof.
Easy for Shroud.
The young Shroud as well.
Yeah.
Looking solid here. Keo as well with some Stella clips. I'm pretty sure. Okay, that's a long flash.
That's a long flash.
That's a long flash.
Watching it in the highlight, it just seems excruciating long.
Oh no.
That's another flash.
Okay. He spent most of this game clip on a white screen.
Half of this clip has been flashes.
Oh,
and now,
oh! They're literally dropping like flies.
It's the one clip too with the deagle.
What?
He just fell into his crosshair.
Oh, that's wild. They were really determined to drop from heaven to hell right there. That was exactly how that went down.
All right, and then we got Flum.
Oh, all right.
What?
Wait, what?
He just spams the shot.
Oh no.
Spams the shot. Is able to get the wall bang with that AWP. Quick rotate because he knows someone was up there.
Don't do it though. Okay, that was the clip. Okay.
That was the clip.
To be fair, that is deserving here. Now we have Next just battling it out. He's got one little gun in his hand, and that's all he needs. Oh wait, is it German?
Yeah.
Oh, she's German.
Oh, these are so dicey.
Oh boy. Oh! Push him!
That's such a smart play. He sees the nade. He knows he's in between, just changing weapons, so he just pushes him.
Oh yeah.
That's the smartest way.
Right
you
over
can
your
make at that
shoulder
point. Yeah.
and pop. I love it. I love it. That's exactly what I expect to see. Okay, I'm a fan of this segment, the top Twitch clips of the week. I want that to continue to be a thing. That was pretty great. So many great streamers out there creating awesome Counter-Strike content. But you know what? We have those streamers up there, and then a lot of them are these super high-level top players. But we also have some other top players. The Mountain Dew League, the highlights from last week. We saw some frag videos earlier. It's about to get even spicier.
Take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but I know it, you know it, we make it. Crazy. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but I know it, you know it, we make it. crazy. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it. Crazy. Oh my baby, got me staring at you. So I'm crazy. Won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop. Got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it.
Well, as you can see, so many amazing clips from the Mountain Dew League. Never disappointing. I'm just sitting there jaw agape basically that entire time.
Yeah, I mean, there were some crazy spray transfers. It was absolutely nuts to see. I mean, that's why you're seeing that a lot of these players that we're going to be showcasing here on the show look up to the players in the MDL.
Oh, of course. They're fighting to climb up the ranks, get rank S, and play with these players at that level. And, of course, winning money every single week while they're doing it, so got to give all the props to them. But you know what? That's not the only thing that's happening in Counter-Strike. I don't know. There's been some other great stuff happening this week, especially in the world of esports. Obviously, the Mountain Dew League going on as a whole. Amazing. And, of course, we have the ESL Pro League. The finals are going on for that basically right on now up until Sunday. So if you haven't checked out those games, you should also probably do that. But again, lots of fantastic Counter-Strike news, everything going on right now. It's a great time to be playing the game. And of course, it's a great time to be playing in Rank G here as well. We have our show, not only the Ascent here, but also on Mondays, we have Base Camp, where your games are getting casted, which is fantastic. And then, of course, we have our show every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Be sure to tune into that right on here. And then with that, I've been in Verum. This is Jamerson. That's show number 1, man.
That's show number 1 in the books.
Awesome. Well, guys, we'll see you all next time, next Friday. We'll see you then.